Hey, welcome to Let's Talk World with Maria, and that's me. Thank you so much for joining us today. And today is the 10th.
This month is flying.
Yes, it's flying. And next month is gonna be a really great month because there's a lot of birthdays actually. And I'm just gonna keep it secret whose birthday next month. But anyways, anyways, we showed the whole 5 weeks of Manhattan Fashion Week last week on Fab Life. And the reason why we did that is JC is going to cover again the Manhattan Fashion Week in New York this coming week. So you will see a lot of Manhattan Fashion Week on the upcoming weeks. And thank you so much for those subscribers and followers of social media shows. But before I keep on going, you guys know already that every time I start talking, I just keep on going before I introduce my my guest. But today, I'm not gonna forget that because he is just an amazing, phenomenal guy, Mr. C Rodgers. He's a singles empowerment coach and author of the book Love at First Spirit,
That's
not sight. I'm glad it's not sight because I don't believe in that. Well, welcome to my show, Mr. Rogers.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for gracing our
It's an
show.
honor for me to be here.
I'm so happy to actually reach out to you and like instantly he's like, "Yep, sure, let's do it." And I hope I've said enough about you. We would like to know more about you. Can you tell us more about you?
Sure. Well, you began this segment by saying September is a great month, but October is a better month because there's something secretively happening in October, which you left us hanging. Well, I'm going to tell you what's happening in September.
What is happening?
September is a great month because it's my
Oh,
birthday month.
happy
My birthday is
birthday!
September the 20th.
So,
So this is a great
oh,
month.
okay, it's great month for you, I think. Okay, all
So
right, I'll keep it that. Well, anyways, happy birthday to my sister Marcia in Hawaii. Happy birthday! She's turning 21 in few weeks. No, secret
secret.
21.
All right, 21. Well, I appreciate you having me on your show. I think it's an awesome thing that you're doing. And when you reached out to me and asked me to be a guest, of course, without any hesitation or reservation, I told you I would do it. And so now that I'm here with you, like I said, I'm honored. And so it's an honor for me to sit next to you and allow you to interview me. So I don't know. I probably should be interviewing you.
Oh, oh. You know what? I was thinking something earlier. I had Mr. Robert Chandler. Shout out to you. He was in that seat
Hmm.
few almost a year ago, and instead of me asking the questions, he put me on the spot. And I was kind of thinking earlier that was one of my favorite show because he just caught me in front of the camera that I couldn't say. You know, I don't put my business, much of my business in front of the camera
Right.
or on social media. And when he start asking me these questions, I'm like,
He caught you off guard, huh?
yeah, caught me off guard. So please don't do that.
Okay. I will do my best, because at any moment I can go into interviewee mode where it become the interviewer to interview you, but I'll do my best to allow you to interview me.
Anyway, so who is Mr. C Regi Rodgers?
Well, as you said, I'm a singles empowerment coach as well as an author. When people hear the word singles empowerment coach, they always say, well, what does that mean? Because I coined the phrase singles empowerment coach. You have relationship coaches, you have marriage coaches, you have all those, but the word singles empowerment coach had never been put together and combined as such, singles and empowerment. So what does a singles empowerment coach does? Well, my objective one is to speak to ladies. I want to be the conscious male voice of reason for ladies. Why? Because women always want to know what's going on in a man's heart, what's going on in a man's mind. So That's the short term side of it. We want to talk to women and get women to a place of understanding that the journey to love isn't about finding the one, but it's about becoming the one. That's the empowerment side. So we're going to talk to single ladies to get them to a place of understanding that the basis of self, the basis of all relationships is self. Because you have to have a great relationship with yourself. If you can have a great relationship with you, then you're ready to have a great relationship with somebody else. If you love you, you can love someone else. So that's the singles empowerment coach aspect, bringing it together. But then these women aren't going to stay single. So at some point, we got to come back and now talk to the couples. So we come back and we talk to the couples. But in this journey, as we're preparing, my objective is to talk to, I want to empower 1 million women.
1 million.
1 million, whether it's directly, indirectly, whatever the case is, we want to empower 1 million women.
Why do you want to empower women instead of empowering men? Because I believe that women already knows what they want. They already have a set mind in, in their mind, while men are more kind of like, I like this, oh, I like that, I like it.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I disagree that women do know what they want. I think that women always have this propensity to say, I want a good man. Okay? But how do you define what a good man is? Because a good man for you may not be a good man for her.
It's the same vice versa.
And vice versa, absolutely. So I want a good man, but then you have to be more specific as it relates to what are the characteristics, traits that you would like to see in a good man. So let me answer your question that you asked me. Why do I speak to ladies? I went through a divorce, and prior to going through my divorce, I spoke primarily to men. But then after I went through my divorce, I had asked myself 3 questions. What did I do wrong? What could I do differently? And what won't I do moving forward? I journaled each question, and as I was getting the answers downloaded to me, I was writing those answers down. Mm-hmm. By the time I finished, I had a book, but then I wanted to study everything on the market about dating and relationships. And as I started reading on dating and relationships, I discovered that women typically empower women.
Yes.
But women were not getting it from a conscious male's perspective. And women always ask, how come he's not talking to me? I wonder what's going on in his mind. I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what's going on in his heart. Because men don't typically express themselves. Mm-hmm. We're led by our egos. Women are led by their emotions. So I wanted to speak to women and be the voice of reason for men so that they can get an understanding from a conscious male's perspective.
Well, the reason I asked that is women, I always say that women actually, they speak out their emotions. They tell, they do gossips about how they feel. And literally for me, you don't need to empower women. You should empower men who doesn't speak out their mind. See, you said that men just walk with their ego. You should be actually on that side. That way women will understand the man. Don't you think
no, I humbly disagree, because it's a male's job to find a woman. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer. She shouldn't find him. He should find her. But when he finds her, there's 3 things that should happen on her end once the encounter takes place. Mm-hmm. She should be ready.
Yep, I agree with that.
Ready means no drama, no baggage, going into a situation fresh.
Yes.
Okay?
Ready. That
means I am ready to receive. Because the second thing is she should be able to recognize what he looks like, what he feels like. I don't mean feel physically. Mm-hmm. I mean feel from the standpoint, because in this spiritual realm, some way, somehow, she already knows what she wants her person to look like, because she's got an understanding of the journey to love and what it's all about, right? So she's got to be ready, but then she's got to be able to recognize. Recognition is huge because it's almost like, can you ID this person? That's huge. So if she can't recognize, then she can't move to the third R, which is receive, right? If there's no recognition, she can't receive. So now I'm empowering that aspect, but then the strategic part of it is this: men will have to step their game up because they will have to have an understanding now that this is an empowered woman. And if this is an empowered woman, I can't just go in any old kind of way. I've got to understand what it means to come correctly, right? Because this woman is not just going to accept anything. Because if she's been empowered, she wants a man to open her car door. That's an empowered woman. If she's been empowered, she wants a man who respects her, who's not going to call her out of her name. So strategically, I am empowering men, but it's subliminally.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that the same way.
Okay.
Do you think that an empowered and strong woman um, should expect a man from opening their door, chivalry situation? Do you think?
I don't understand why wouldn't she? What's wrong with chivalry? I think that a woman should be held to the highest esteem. I think that, women are wonderful, women are beautiful, women are amazing, women are awesome, but then women are strong. And so why should not a man hold a woman to the highest esteem, because that's her rightful place. She's not one to compete. She's one to complement. So if we understand that a woman is brought into our life to complement our life, that means she's brought into our life to make our life much better. Why wouldn't I do the same? Or why wouldn't we as men do the same and show the respect that we should believe that a woman is due?
I think, guys, you have to actually reach out to this guy because I think he knows what woman wants.
I mean, it's really this the psychoses of it's the psychoses of the mind. That was my challenge when what did I do wrong? What could I do differently? What won't I do moving forward? Those three questions I had to hammer and I had to ask myself, because moving forward, it was all about being the best male and giving the best presentation of C Regi Rodgers that I could give. And I think that should be everyone's challenge, male or female. You want to give the best presentation of who you are. Give the, let people see the real you.
I agree. I totally agree of what you're saying. But let me ask you a question. It's out of tangent probably, but I've been thinking to actually post this on Facebook for so long, but I hold on to myself.
Okay.
Do you think that, whenever you're talking about men and women category, is always men always have to ask a woman to such, like, for everything, like, hey, can I take you to a date? Hey, I'm opening your door, those kind of thing. Do you think, and also the other one is, a man has to ask a woman if she can be his woman, to be a boyfriend. Do you think that with our new generation now is women should be able to ask a man if they can be your boyfriend, as long as there's already a set relationship in the beginning? You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
I think there should be a dialogue to some degree, but I don't think that it should be done that bold, because I think that a woman should understand what her place is in terms of recognition as it relates to, I want to make sure that this male likes me. I want to make sure that we're both on the same page. And so if we're on the same page, at some point, I feel like the onus should be on the male to say, can we take this a step further? Because if he doesn't want to take it a step further, then, because you guys are emotional creatures, and you ask that question and he says no, will you be able to handle the response? You may be, but will most women be able to handle the response? So
I'm not sure
I
about
think that it's something that you kind of just have to fill it out and let it play itself out. Because once you fill it out and let it play itself out, then hopefully he's going to open up and then it'll be exactly what you want. If it's not, then time is our biggest commodity. We can't get time back. So if it's not, you can't stay in something and continue to waste time. If it's not going in the direction that you want to go in, oh, well, I'm going to change them. You really are not going to change anyone. If a person doesn't want to change himself, you're not going to change him. So you just have to kind of play it out, ask the proper questions. You know, in sales, they call them lead questions.
Yep.
You ask lead questions to get your answer. Yeah. And if you ask a lead question and the answer is not what you felt it was going to be, then maybe you need to make an assessment and say, wow, I don't think this is going in the direction.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why I asked that question is my perception to men is few men, it's so hard for them to actually make the right move to a woman because it's not only that they're inconsistent of their feelings, but they are inconsistent. They're not sure. They're unsure of the woman's feelings.
Well, that's called communication, though. Communication is tantamount. It's paramount in a relationship. I can't stress communication enough because when you think about the word communication, you'll hear me say, you know, people who follow me always, because I stress communication, but communication comes from this word called communion. And when you're in a church religious setting, they say that communion is something sacred. And they also go as far to say that if anybody is going to take this communion, he must first examine himself to see if he should partake of the communion. Yep. If a person examines himself to find out he doesn't feel like he should, then they say then maybe he's not worthy to take the communion, so he doesn't. But the point is, it's a sacred thing that you're consuming, right? So that word communion comes from two words, which is common union. So now we understand that when there is communication, we have to find out what the common union is. And there are some things that may not need to be said, because if you say some things, you can't pull it back. So therefore, when we understand what the common union is, let's choose our words wisely so that we can discover it to move on, whether or not if there's this commonality, if there's this common interest that's going to want us to persist. If it's not there, then I don't think that you can make anything happen. I think relationships should happen organically and naturally. I hear people say, I'm going to make something happen. You can't make something happen. You have to be a part of what's happening. That's how the universe works.
I agree. Well, we're learning so much things with Mr. Rodgers right here. We're going to go on a quick break and we're going to come back with more questions and more things that we could learn from this episode. Thank you so much. Please stay here and stay with us, viewers. We will be right back after these few messages. Social media shows
is about branding, opportunity,
and outreach.
We are an entertainment company that empowers others
by promoting and supporting our community
and everyone who reaches our content.
Here on social media shows,
here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family. We are family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Now, if you join VIP-vacation-club.com and select you want to be a platinum member or gold member, and then you email me back at allpros, ALLPROWS @gmail.com, and I will give you $100 back for whatever package you choose. You choose what you want. You choose the vacations you want to take. Once again, you get to choose your own vacations. You get to choose when and where in the world you want to go and who do you want to bring with you. And I personally will give you $100 back on your membership. Get VIP-vacation-club.com.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire. Social media shows are looking for independent unsigned artists to show off to the world for a brand new show. So if you have a video ready to show, email us right now at darkmusictelevision@gmail.com. The video must be a quality of MP4 and we are accepting all genres: R&B, hip-hop, soul, blues, pop, country, rock, every and all types. So join us now and let us bring the world to you.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk World, and we're now on our second segment. We had a really interesting and interesting talk on the first segment, and I hope that we're gonna move forward where we're gonna empower and inspires you with our findings with Mr. Rogers. He is actually a single and empowerment coach and author of the book Love at First Spirit. I keep on saying site. Where they can get this book, by the way?
The book you can get on our site actually by going to www.onemanwoman, which is spelled WONMAN, woman, WOMAN, onemanwoman.com, or you can go to C Regi Rodgers.com. C Regi, REGI, 1G, 1I, Rodgers, RODGERS.com.
Well, let's talk about the One Man Woman show in San Diego, California.
Okay.
So, what is this show all about?
The One Man Woman tour
Tour.
will be in San Diego October the 4th at the Scottish Rites Event Center. We've been on a tour. We've done Vegas, Phoenix, and our last show for this year will be in San Diego. The One Man Woman tour is all about taking women on a journey of empowerment to get them to a place of understanding what's going on in a man's heart, what's going on in a man's mind, but to literally get them to a place of understanding what sabotages even the best partnerships, what will come in and what will be constant and what will remain. Because oftentimes we have what we call this spirit of familiarity. There's something that we become familiar with, and in a woman's case, maybe she keeps picking the same type of guy over and over again. That's called a cyclical pattern. It's just a cyclical pattern. It just keeps going around and around. It's going nowhere. And then she's wondering, why do I keep picking the same type of guy? Well, my book is all about love at first spirit because it takes you to get you through someone to get you to someone. Through to get to an understanding of what's really in this individual. And then to get you to them to find out, is this individual the right individual? So that book comes with the workbook.
Oh.
That book comes with the workbook. The workbook is the larger book.
Oh.
It comes with the workbook. Now the workbook is a 21-day challenge. So there are questions that are designed from day one to flip the layers off of a person so that we can get them back to root one so they get an understanding why they keep picking the same type of person. So now what they're going to get the night of the One Man Woman Tour is they're going to go on a journey. They're going to laugh. I have a comedian who opens up the show, does a comedic skit on dating and relationships. They're going to cry. I have a songstress that comes out who does a song about a scorned woman. And then I come out, I make the book come alive on stage. So we're taking them up, we take them down, and then ultimately they're going to be entertained, they're going to be enlightened, but by the end of the night they're going to be empowered because that same songstress comes back out and she talks about a woman who's celebrating herself now. So it's just a journey of taking them through this journey of empowerment. But it's called One Man Woman because I'm the only man.
One man woman tour.
Yes,
in
because it's
San
a
Diego.
ladies' night out. It's for ladies only.
Oh wow! Whoa, so you're gonna be around with a lot
One
of
man woman.
Let me ask you
Yes.
this. Because you said earlier you're divorced.
Yes.
Are you single now?
I am. I'm happily single, and I say that emphatically. I'm happily single. So that when I say I'm a singles empowerment coach, who better to be a singles empowerment coach than someone who's happily single? Because I always ask, would you rather me be miserably married and teach this, or just for the sake of saying I'm married, or would you rather someone who's happily single who's done the work? See, someone who's happily single has done the work. It's work that's required. So the work means that when the universe, in its own time, decides to send that bride, whomever she may be, I'm not going in with a lot of extra baggage or anything because I've done the work.
I love that. I love that. Because you are actually a singles coach. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
This is my therapy session.
This is your therapy. All right.
I'm also, by the way, I'm also happily single.
Okay.
You know, I was divorced too.
Okay.
And they keep on asking me, a lot of people, friends, not suitors, but why are you single? And I said, why shouldn't I when I'm happily single? I'm married to myself, and I'm happily married to myself. And just for because everybody has their boyfriend, girlfriend, just for the sake of everybody stop asking me that, I'm looking for a man, but men never even cross the line. So why do you think people or other people asking others if they're miserably single? Why do you think in the psychology,
Because in the large picture, we've been deduced that to believe that in order to be happy, you have to have someone in your life in order to feel complete.
That's actually
But I
wrong.
beg to differ. I beg to differ. I feel like that you have to be complete in and within yourself before you can be complete with somebody else. So when you get to the place where you're very comfortable in your skin, you enjoy being you, you love being you have no problem being alone because you're not lonely. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. But if you can be alone and not lonely, and you enjoy the time that you spend with you because you are so acquainted with yourself, that you love yourself so much, you know how to take yourself to the movie, you know how to take yourself to dinner, you know how to travel by yourself, you know how to get in the car by yourself. If you want to go to Los Angeles or San Francisco, you don't feel like you have to have someone to do it. But then the universe will recognize, and then when the universe recognizes that, it will send the person to you when you're ready for the person. See, a lot of times women say, I'm single and and nobody's talking to me. Well, he may be ready for you, but you're probably not ready for him. That's why you're single any good. So your
No.
parameters are narrow, and you just don't want anybody that's coming into your space that's bringing a lot of junk and mess. You're not going to put up with it.
Exactly. I love that. That's very empowering, women. If you hear what he just said, or if you didn't, go back and listen to it again because it's very empowering. This is, I cannot stress enough about that. I keep on telling women that, you know what, if this is a toxic relationship, get out and find yourself because it's probably not him, it's probably you because you're allowing that to happen to you.
I just did a show, and it's actually going to air tomorrow. We just did a show on women who date narcissistic men. That's a very toxic relationship. Dating a narcissistic man is a man who is all about himself, but it's all about controlling his woman. And so when it gets to that place of control, it's about abuse. And so we understand that the word abuse comes from two words: abnormal use.
Ooh,
That's how we get
never
our
thought
word
about
abuse.
that.
So you're in this relationship that he's abnormally using you. That's toxic.
It's
That's
very toxic.
toxicity at its finest, at its highest degree. So, you know, I think that the lure though in that type of relationship is the initial stages. Because in the initial stages, in that type of relationship, everything moves so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so smooth, he's so charismatic, he has all the charm, and he lured you
And
in,
because-
and you think you found yourself in a place you've never been before, made you feel so wonderful. So the drive now, or the high is, you want that feeling again.
Yep.
That's why they remain, because they're trying to get that feeling again. But in his mind, he's moved on because he's this narcissistic individual and he can care less. So women, you gotta become awakened and aware.
Do you believe that when a woman actually been into this kind of toxic relationship and been in several toxic relationship, they are, I was kind of thinking that they are actually addicted into the same toxic relationship. Would you
Yeah, it becomes
elaborate
habitual. It's definitely they definitely have a form of addiction because they're chasing that elusive high that they had initially. So that's where the addiction is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wow. Wow, I think we have to talk. I need to come to your session. Don't forget, is the other show that is tomorrow, you said?
I have a radio show that I do called Reggie's Recess, Real Talk, Real Relationships. It comes on every Wednesday night,
Uh-huh.
and we're doing. It's going to air tomorrow night about. It's called abuse,
Uh-huh.
narcissistic relationships, and so it's amazing what we talked about, what we discovered and discussed. It's just amazing, and so many women will find themselves seeing something about themselves and something that we will say throughout that show. But it airs tomorrow night on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. And it's on 87.9 Heat FM Charlotte. 87.9 Heat FM Charlotte. If you go to my site or if you go to my Facebook page, you can get the information there. Or you can just go to Simple Radio. Download Simple Radio and then look for 87.9 Heat FM Charlotte.
87.9 Heat FM
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Charlotte, yes.
Charlotte.
And also, don't forget, for those people who's from San Diego or from California, go and watch this guy, one man woman tour, and you're gonna actually see all these books right here. It's amazing. There's actually a workbook right here, but we're gonna go on break.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start my questioning because I hope you guys learn things that he said because I'm learning things. Although most of the time I kind of feel I'm that person who is using all those lessons that you were giving. I just couldn't really put them together. I know how I feel, but anyways. Anyways, guys, we're gonna be right back. It's time for a break again, and we will be right back, and we will know more about Mr. Rogers, how he started his business, how he become a speaker and coach, and we're gonna dig more about him in the upcoming segment. Please stay tuned. Please stay with me, Mr. Rogers, and we will be right back, viewers. Let's pay some bills first.
Social media shows are looking for independent assigned artists to show off to the world for a brand new show. So if you have a video ready to show, email us right now at darkmusictelevision@gmail.com. The video must be a quality of MP4, and we are accepting all genres: R&B, hip-hop, soul, blues, pop, country, rock, every and all types. So join us now and let us bring the world to you. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. Social media shows are looking for independent assigned artists to show off to the world for a brand new show. So if you have a video ready to show, email us right now at darkmusictelevision@gmail.com. The video must be a quality of MP4, and we are accepting all genres: R&B, hip-hop, soul, blues, pop, country, rock, every and all types. So join us now and let us bring the world to you. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring
Welcome back to Let's Talk World, and thank you to Mark J, who just actually commented on our show, and thank you for those people who joined us. Let me just shout out to everybody. Let me see here. I hope I find them. Oh, I couldn't find them. It's not allowing me. Oh, there you go. Come on. That's fine. And for those who join us, thank you so much for staying with us. We have a very interesting public speaker here, Mr. C. Rodgers, Mr. C. Regi Rodgers. Thank you so much for gracing our show. I wish I can see all those people who are actually joining us. I have so much struggles and I don't know which one to go. But anyways,
Either a married woman or a single woman, they're all going to walk away feeling elevated, empowered, and entertained and enlightened. So they're all going to be able to take something from it, whether they're married woman or single woman. But I primarily talk to single ladies.
well, you know what? Just by talking to you for less than half hour, I've learned a lot and it empowers me. So I'm pretty much sure that ladies out there, you better go and watch or go and attend this event because it's gonna empower you. It's gonna help you your self-confidence and self-esteem, I would say. Because you know what, a lot of women out there is torn inside them. They are torn.
I think laughter does the heart well. And I have a comedian who's known as she brings the sexy self-esteem out. So I think when you can put people in a place of laughter, a merry heart does the body good, right? So she's known as the goddess of sexy self-esteem. She's going to help women who may feel like they have a low self-esteem problem or they have self-esteem issues. She's going to get them to that place of forgetting all about that in that moment. And we want you to just come in and feel like, oh my God, we've elevated you, we've taken you to a place higher than when you came and sat down in that seat. And so by the end of the night, you may have some tears running down. Yes, you're going to have a lot of laughter. But more than anything else, you're going to leave with some tools that's going to help to cultivate and to maintain healthy relationships.
Healthy, as in healthy. Healthy, like you're gonna stay longer than you actually intended. Can you imagine nowadays relationship only lasts 6 months to a year? It's so sad.
It is sad. But we could go into that really. This probably could be for another show. But when you say relationships only last 6 months to a year, people don't realize that there are stages to dating. There are 5 stages to dating that people don't really understand. I think that if we understood how to approach this, it would allow us to cut across the grain a lot faster without having to waste so much time. Because those are 6 months you can't get back. That's a year you can't get back. And time, as we said, is our biggest commodity. And so since it is, we don't have a lot of time to waste. So our mindset
we're getting older.
We're getting better. We're getting wiser. We're getting better and we're getting wiser. I don't claim the older, I claim the better and the wiser. Okay? But the premise in our mind, we have to understand that our next move has to be our best move. If it's not our best move, it's not our next move.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, but a lot of people nowadays is they just keep on making moves.
Wrong moves.
Exactly.
But I'm saying you got to get to a place at some point where you recognize and realize my next move has to be my best move. I can't keep making these irrational moves.
You cannot keep on failing.
So when we talk about dating, there are stages to it. The first stage of dating is what I call the meet and greet. Meet and greet. Go out, ask the questions, meet in a neutral place, a coffee shop somewhere, but it's just a meet and greet. You want to ask all the pertinent questions to see if it even warrants a date. Because if it doesn't warrant a date, then you don't waste your time, right? So maybe the meet and greet can last for 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 2 sessions, or 3 sessions. Doesn't matter. Until you get to the place where you feel peace about, now maybe I want to go out on a date with this individual.
Ooh.
Dating is the second stage. Most people take the second stage and make it the first stage. That's why we waste so much time.
I like that. Male out there, please reach out to Mr. Rodgers so that you know what you guys are doing. Because you know what? No woman will actually teach you everything that he knows. And for those people who wanted to date me, all right, I'm gonna send you to Mr. Rodgers first. Make sure you charge them a lot of money.
Charge them some money.
Yeah, charge them a lot of money.
I have to screen them to see if they're even worthy to be in your presence.
Yes, exactly. I like that. But anyways, it seems that I know that you said earlier you are divorced.
Yes.
You're not dating. Are you dating?
No, I never said I wasn't dating. I think, dating for us, if you say I'm looking for a job and you never go and look for a job, then how you going to find a job? So I'm totally open to dating because that's the only way you're going to find who, because it's my job as a male to find her. It's not her job to find me.
There's supposedly, there shouldn't be like finding someone. There shouldn't be finding Nemo style here. It should come organically, where
Well,
because normally you find the
Yeah.
partner wherever you hang out or wherever I think.
Well, let me
God-
say why I use the word finding, because there's an old proverb that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." So there's a lot of validity to that.
Yep.
So it's like peace. See, when we're placed on this earth, it's mosaic. Mosaic means fragments or pieces, right? So there are pieces that have to be put together in a puzzle.
Okay.
And every time you put a piece together, you start to get a picture. When you buy a jigsaw puzzle, on the cover, you see the beauty of what the puzzle can be. Now, whether it ever becomes that is up to you to put the pieces together to get the picture that you saw on the cover, which is a beautiful thing. So it's up to us
Can be a beautiful thing.
to see if it's going to be a beautiful thing by putting the pieces together. So the onus is on me as a male to find what pieces fit so that we can begin to see this cover that should be beautiful.
But anyways, anyways, okay, so you're dating, but you're single and you're in love with yourself, like, like me.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, my question to you is, how did you become, what inspires you to become a single coach, empowerment coach, or single and empowerment coach? What inspires you besides, your divorce or something else?
Well, that was really the biggest inspiration for me, is when I went through the divorce. The whole aspect of dating and relationships became something that I wanted to get a better grip on, or grasp. I wanted to grasp the concept of dating and relationships.
And finding the right one.
Yeah, but more than anything else, finding the right one, becoming the right one. Because it was up to me to become what I wanted, so it would then be accessible to me when I found her. Because you have to become it, and it will happen for you. And I worked on me so that I could become it. And so now the rest is, she's out there, the universe will send her, and when the universe sends her, it's up to me to let her know, hey, I've been waiting for you.
Should we actually put an advertise about that? No, just kidding.
No.
Anyways, I think my question should be actually is,
Okay.
do you think you were the opposite of who you are now? That's what inspires you. Controversy.
Yeah. I think that's a great question, because I think that we're all always in the state of becoming. That's called evolution. We're always evolving. So what I am today, I may not be next year. I hope to be even more wiser and even more deeper than I am today. So yes, the person that I am now is not who I was. Not that I was a bad individual. I've just evolved. It's what I call, I've been awakened.
Obstacles or roadblocks that you've been through to get where you are now, where you are so confident of who you are as a person and also as a public speaker.
I don't look at obstacles. I think if you focus on obstacles, there will be obstacles. So I don't call an obstacle an obstacle. I think things in life can either be a stepping stone or a stumbling block, right? It's how you look at it and what you choose to make it. If it's a stumbling block, you step over it or you stumble over it, and it impedes the process. But if it's a stepping stone, you step on it and you rise up and you continue to keep going to the level that you want to go to. So I don't really look at things as obstacles. I don't look at things as as stumbling blocks. I look at it as a stepping stone. Could I probably say that there were some challenges along the way? And there probably still are challenges, but I don't focus on those. I focus on where I'm going because I see the big picture of what this is.
I love that. It's actually I read this book saying that the most successful person in planet Earth went through millions of failures in their life, and did it stop them to go where they're going? No, because they are so focused. Like what you're saying, you have to focus, stay away from looking or staying on those challenges.
You use a good word, focus. Can I give you my formula?
Sure.
And if you use this, you're gonna have to send me some royalties, okay? Because it's a good formula, and I know you're gonna use it. So, but my formula is.
Can I just give you some kind of monetary instead of the royalty?
You want to pay me on the front end? We'll discuss it. The formula, you use the word focus. Here's a formula that I really use. I take it to heart is, if you stay fixed, if you stay focused, if you stay faithful, ultimately you'll be fruitful.
Ooh. Say that again.
If you stay fixed, that means you stay fixed to what it is that it's supposed to be. You stay focused. That means you have a laser focus on where you know you're going. So stay fixed, stay focused, stay faithful. Faithful means you're not easily moved, right? You're not easily blown here and there, to and fro, by everything that comes along. You're faithful to the task at hand. So stay fixed, stay focused, stay faithful, and ultimately you're going to be fruitful.
Amazing. Stay fixed, stay focused, stay faithful,
and ultimately you'll be fruitful.
There you go. Write that down, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the secret ingredient to success. And we will be right back on the last segment. We're gonna be talking about more of the book and the event, the tour in San Diego, and also let's see what is Mr. Rodgers' gasoline. What do you call that? Gasoline to keep on moving. What encourages him to keep on moving and doing what he does, helping a lot of women out there. And I hope that you also help a lot of men, because they need more help than us. But anyways, we'll come back on the last segment. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for staying with me for an hour. That's amazing. Thank you, and let's pay some bills first. I forgot something.
What you forget?
Social media shows are looking for independent assigned artists to show off to the world for a brand new show. So if you have a video ready to show, email us right now at darkmusictelevision@gmail.com. The video must be a quality of MP4, and we are accepting all genres: R&B, hip-hop, soul, blues, pop, country, rock, every and all types. So join us now and let us bring the world to you.
Social media shows
is about
Branding, opportunity,
and outreach
we are an entertainment company that empowers others.
by promoting and supporting our community.
And everyone who reaches our content.
here on social media shows.
Here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family.
We are a family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Social media shows are looking for... We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk World. I still have Mr. C Regi Rodgers. How do you want your whole name to be pronounced? C Regi Rodgers.
C Regi Rodgers.
Or CRR.
Or yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm comfortable with what you're comfortable with.
Anyways, guys, he has this one-man woman tour in San Diego on October 4th at Scottish Rite Event Center. Please go and get your tickets now. Where they can get their tickets?
You can get your tickets at Eventbrite, or you can go to www.onemanwoman, woman.com, onemanwoman.com, or Eventbrite, One Man Woman.
And it's gonna be also on our page, or in our website. I'm gonna put it on the website for you. On the event page on our website, go and click out there and you can get your tickets. We're gonna put a link on it. And also, can they purchase this now?
They can purchase the book now easily. Just go to, again, onemanwoman.com, WONMAN, woman, WOMAN.com, or C Regi Rodgers, C as in Charles Reggie, REGI, 1G1I, Rodgers like Dodgers, RODGERS.com, CRegiRodgers.com.
Yes, and is this something to teach me how to find my man?
You know, it's not really about teaching you how to find your man. It's more so about teaching you how to be comfortable with you.
So how about if I'm
find you?
So I already find me.
So then it's going to enhance what you already have.
Oh, so it's gonna enhance. Ladies, did you hear that? You guys gonna be enhanced. Enhance. In the right hands. But anyways, well, Mr. Regi Rodgers, CRR, is actually a single and empowerment coach and author of a book. So he literally talked a lot about relationship, dating, and empowering women how to be a better version of themselves, literally, right?
Yes.
And I was asking you earlier, is this you before or the opposite of you before? So getting into this part of your life, empowering a lot of people, what encourages you? What is your fuel to actually keep on going? Because it's so hard for us. A lot of people actually like, hey, every million things around them is kind of like putting them down and not be able to move on with what they are passionate about.
Right. I think sometimes you do have to have blinders on, but I read a lot on being positive. I read a lot on positive words. I do a lot of affirmations, talking to myself. Sometimes you have to just encourage yourself. You talk to yourself. And
you pray?
Other people I meditate and I pray. So I don't just pray, I add meditation to prayer, because prayer is all about me talking, but meditation is now me listening. So I think sometimes we talk, and he wants to tell us something, but we're too busy trying to tell him what we want when he wants to tell us what he wants, and we're not listening. So yeah, I do. I pray, but meditation is a very large part of my morning to do, what I do in the morning, my to do list. I think meditation is tantamount. I can't stress that enough. You know, when I was coming up earlier in my spiritual walk, if you would, prayer, prayer, prayer. But then as I began to evolve, as we talked about evolving, I started to realize how important meditation is, because there are two things that we could either have meditation or negation.
Yes.
Negation will control your mind because you just keep focusing on the negatives and what's not going right, what's not happening, and why is it not happening, and that will just completely take you over. That's called negation. But if you flip that and get to a place of meditation, then you begin to understand the positive and when he's speaking to you. And then that's how things can just manifest and start happening organically and naturally. And you don't have to, you get to that place of where you realize you don't have to make nothing happen. You're just a part of what's already happening. Because, you know, negation says you got to go make this happen. Meditation says, no, just be calm and just be a part of what's happening.
I love that, Mr. Rogers. Meditating every morning is what I do as well. And when I'm meditating, this is what I always say: Lord, give me back my passion. Remind me my passion every single day. And tell me or remind me, why did I started? Because even though you know your passion, you know your vision and mission, with all the million things around you, is still actually coming after you no matter what. But if you have that focus, like we talked earlier, and God also behind your mission, that's your meditation. You will go wherever, you know, wherever it takes you.
You have your destiny is already designed. Your purpose is what you're living out. So now, because you came to this planet Earth with a destiny, that's your destination. You came to this planet Earth with a purpose. You're now walking it out.
The journey.
The journey. But you know, if you study there's what we call this etymological root for journey. I studied it some years ago. You know, that word prosperity is in the word journey, because prosperity means to be blessed on a journey, right? So everything that you will ever want, it's already there. You just have to start walking it out. Not figuring it out, but walking it out. Because while you're trying to figure it out, it's already been worked out. So why am I going to try to figure it out? I need to just start walking it out. And here's another thing. My words will shape my world. That's why we have to be extremely careful as it relates to what words we choose. There are 3 words that I do not have in my vocabulary. You want to know what they are? I don't use struggle, I don't use overwhelmed, and I don't use stress. Those are 3 words that are not in my vocabulary. Why don't I use struggle? Because I don't feel like it is a struggle. Why don't I use overwhelmed? Because I understand to whom much is given, much is required. Why don't I use stress? Because I feel like I'm too blessed to be stressed. Yes, there's more things that I want, but at the end of the day, I might not have everything I want, but I certainly have everything that I need. So I am, yes, too blessed to be stressed. And so stress is a killer. Stress is a stopper. It stops us from pursuing our purpose because we're so stressed out now. And then we're so overwhelmed that we feel like, well, if he would have had me on this journey, why is all of this happening? Because to whom much is given, much is required. Just keep flowing. Just keep going. Because the part of the purpose of the journey is as you're growing, as you're going, you're growing.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm probably gonna watch this over and over again because I'm just like overwhelmed with everything that he's saying, and I want to write it down, but I cannot write it down where we're talking. But anyways, one last questions before we go.
Okay.
Um, one of your closest crew asked this question.
One of my closest who?
Crew, part of your team.
Okay.
And uh, we would like to know how is your new mistress, hostess, sorry, hostess.
My new who?
Hostess.
Hostess.
Yeah, that's what they asked.
My new hostess?
Yes.
Oh, the lady that I have working with me now?
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I have
assume-
no clue.
I'm going to assume they're asking me how I have an assistant who works with very closely with me now. Is that what they're asking me?
Probably, I'm not sure.
Okay, so I will say she is doing an amazing job. She makes sure that the things that I needed to have taken care of, the venues are in place, merchandise is in place, all the things I need to take.
Good
She
job.
is doing an amazing job. So let me give Sheila a shout
Hi,
out.
Sheila.
we give you a shout out because she's doing an
Good
amazing job.
job. Good job. Oh my God. I have to meet this woman. But anyways, one last question. Sorry, I keep on having questions. Okay, this question has been brought up on our women empowerment show.
Okay.
And uh, this is out of tangent totally. If um if a man's other woman is called mistress, that's why I said mistress earlier.
Okay.
What do you call for a woman other man?
Mistress.
There's no such word.
I don't know. I just threw that out there. I really don't know. Is this a trivia?
It's
Or
a
is it-
trivia question.
Okay, what is it?
Well, it's not the trivia. We're actually researching the right terminology for that. And one of the best terminology that I received so far from my friend Brett Mannix is mistress.
That's what I said.
No.
Mistress.
You said mistresses. Mister.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Okay.
Mistress. Mistress. Well, we don't know yet because we need to put it on the dictionary because it's not in the dictionary at any level. Other languages, yes, they have a terminology for that, but for English, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out. So for those viewers out there, if you have any idea what terminology for this one, a married man's other woman is mistress. What is a married woman other man's term? I know it's kind of hard.
Why don't you do why don't you do something fun for your audience and see who comes up with the best term? You know.
Oh, yeah,
Why
I'm
don't you
gonna
have
do
them
that.
to send your answers and see who can come up with the best answer.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that on women empowerment,
Okay.
not on this one,
Okay.
because you are in relationship. So I wanna ask you that question. But anyways, guys, don't forget to go and find Mr. C Rogers, Regi Rodgers book. They got it to both of them, right?
Yes, you get both are on the site. They can order both books.
Yes, and on their site, and also the tour in San Diego, California on October 4th. Don't forget that. Woman, man.
One man, woman.
One man, woman tour. All right. Well, anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much, Mr. Rogers.
Thank you for having me.
And if you missed the show, you can always go back to our page, social media shows, or Let's Talk World page on Facebook. You can also go on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Tweets, Periscope, everywhere in the internet, on our website, socialmediashows.com. And also, we're gonna be back next week, including women Honeybee's Women Empowerment Show at 3 p.m. next week. And Let's Talk World is always either before or after Women Empowerment. And ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we are on Pacific Standard Time. If you're from Hawaii, we are 3 hours ahead. If you are from New York, we are 3 hours behind. So make sure you make adjustment on your time because you're gonna miss us. You're gonna miss us shouting out your name. Mr. Masto YX Jax Radami actually just joined us, and Mark J Medina. So don't forget also to watch all our shows on social media shows. We have In the Office, Gizzy and Frenemies, Fab Life. Fab Life is gonna be streaming the New York Manhattan Fashion Week starting next week. I hope so. We can be editing will be done by then, but we will try our best. If not, it's gonna be the following week. And for those people who wanna join social media shows, you can email us at info@socialmediashows.com. And those people who wanna be actually on the hot seat like Mr. Rogers, email me at maria@socialmediashows.com. You can watch all our show on our website, socialmediashows.com. That being said, thank you so much for staying with us. We're out of here, and you guys have a very nice and great evening. Enjoy the coming up cold weather now. We love it. Thank you so much. See you guys next week. Boom. Thank you.